afternoon everyone, welcome along to Sealion Splash. My name is Jack, we have Kate at the front, Selena swimming around in the pool, Dean's on the beach, and this is Elmo. Give him a big round of applause everyone. Lots of people ask us how we train the animals here at the park, and we use a method called positive reinforcement. This means that we reward the behaviour we want to encourage and ignore the things we don't. This is a very good type of training that works very well with the animals here at the park and your pets at home. However, in order for this type of training to work, you must have a strong bond of friendship with the animal or it won't work. So we spend lots of time playing games and having fun. This allows us to work with their cooperation. They're not forced to do anything because we use free choice, so if they don't want to take part, they don't have to. However, we do like to make the training nice and fun so that most of the time they do want to take part. Now, sea lions are quite like playful dogs, so we do spend lots of time playing games with them. However, unlike us humans, they can't see in colour like we can. They see in the blue-green spectrum. So we're going to meet another sea lion now, so make sure you give him a big round of applause when you see him, everyone. This is Claude. Give him a round of applause, everyone. Once we've built up this bond of friendship with the animal, we can start to teach important husbandry and medical checks. Every day we check them all over their body to make sure there's no lumps or bumps that shouldn't be there, and we ask them to lift up each flipper to make sure that they haven't stood on anything. Now their hind flippers have nails on just like our finger or toenails, and they use these for scratching and grooming themselves. We can check their eyes and ears to make sure they're clean and clear, and we can check their teeth and gums to make sure they're healthy. Now if you look inside a sea lion's mouth, you'll notice that their teeth are very dark, almost black in colour. This is because over time they develop a layer of bacteria that has a very dark pigment, and this helps to keep their teeth nice and healthy so that they're not rotten and about to fall out. This is simply the colour that they're supposed to be. We can also start to teach things we might need to use in the future, such as eye and ear drops and creams, voluntary blood samples, and ultrasounds and x-rays. That way, if we ever need to use these things in the future, it's already been trained so that the animals know what's happening. It's a bit like if you imagine going to the doctors and they didn't tell you what they were going to do. They just strapped you down and poked you with a needle. It wouldn't be very nice, would it? And you probably wouldn't want to go back. But if they told you what they were going to do and you got a reward at the end of it, like maybe a sweet or a sticker, you'd probably think, oh, that wasn't so bad, and you probably wouldn't mind going again. This becomes part of the animal's daily routine so that if we do ever seriously need to use this in the future, it's already trained so they know what's happening and it's not worrying or scary for them. Elmo is going to head back to the beach soon. Give him a big round of applause, everyone. It's very important that we keep the animals active here at the park. It's very important that we keep the animals active here at the park, as they won't need to be out swimming any predators. So we use other ways, such as some of their natural behaviours, to keep them active, such as porpoising, which Selena is going to show us now. Now we're giving her a pole to aim for here, so she has to think about this as well. Now she's listening out for the whistle, and this whistle bridges the gap between the animal doing the behaviour and receiving the reward. We can't always feed them at that crucial moment, but it's important that they know that the reward is coming. For other animals, the clicker might be, the bridge might be a clicker, or even just the words good or okay. We use a whistle for Selena because she's a seal and she can hear it very, very well underwater. Now, sea lions are very vocal and noisy creatures. This is how they communicate with each other and recognise each other's barks. So we're going to listen to Claude now. Gonna hear that one more time. Now that is the Californian sea lion's bark, but they don't all sound like this. We're gonna listen to Elmo now. I'm sure you'll all agree that Elmo has a very impressive roar. Let's hear that one more time. Good. Now there's 6 different species of sea lion, and some of them do actually grow a mane of fur on their neck, just like lions. However, one difference between lions and sea lions is that sea lions aren't top of their food chain. There are other predators that their wild cousins need to look out for. Now, Elmo is very, very good at impressions, so he's going to show us some of the predators that their wild cousins need to look out for. Now, you can all have a go at guessing, and I'll give you some clues along the way. The first predator is a big fish. It grows up to 6 meters in length, and it weighs over 1,000 kilograms. Shout it out, everyone. What's this predator? Great white shark. Now, the next predator is even bigger. It's the largest member of the dolphin family, so it's a mammal, and it's black and white. Shout it out. What's this predator? Orca, or the killer whale. Now, Selena is going to show us how they avoid predators in the wild. A sea lion's top speed is 25 miles an hour. However, a seal's is only 18 miles an hour. Now, like us, they're mammals, so they have to hold their breath when they go underwater. The last thing they want to do is stop if there's a shark after them. So seals porpoise to take a breath. They can twist and turn, which can confuse the predator underwater. Now, seals aren't the only animals that do this in the wild. Other species also do this, such as dolphins. Now, there is one more thing that they can do. So everyone look at the blue targets at the front here. As a last resort, they can launch their bodies high up into the air until gravity takes over and they come crashing back down. So we're going to see that one more time. This causes a big splash and makes lots of bubbles underwater, which can confuse the predator and lose them. Now, there's no predators here at the park. There's no sharks or killer whales swimming around in their pool. And Claude is going to show us all just how happy he is that there's no sharks here at the park. And let's show everyone on the other side, Claude. Very happy, no sharks here at the park. So we have another sea lion who's going to join us, and he's the youngest member of our pinniped family, but no longer the smallest. So give him a big round of applause when he comes out, everyone. This is Elmo's son, Dario. Lots of people get confused as to what sort of animal we're looking at up on the beach. They're not seals, everyone. What are they? Sea lions. And there are multiple ways that we can tell this. First of all, they're front flippers. They're very big, roughly from your elbow to the tip of your finger. They make these sea lions very strong and agile. However, seals don't have the same. Let's go and see Selena. She's a harbour seal, one of the 2 seals found in the UK. Selena, what do seals have? They have tiny little flippers, about the size of the palm of your hand. They're furry and have big claws on, and the whole body of a seal is nowhere near as agile as a sea lion. Another way you can tell is that sea lions are very agile. They lift their bellies clear off the floor, and they can show us all this now. Sea lions support their own body weight. All the power is in their front limbs, and they can tuck all 4 flippers under their body. The hind flippers rotate underneath them, so they walk on all 4s, just like a dog or a cat, and they do have very similar bone structures to both dogs and cats. They can even run as fast as the average human can. For the seals, though, it's a different story. Their flippers are much smaller. They're also positioned differently, so they stick out at their sides. They can't support their body weight like sea lions. All they can do is shuffle along on their belly like a giant caterpillar. Selena can also show us some rollovers. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Give her a big round of applause, everyone. She's only small.
Everybody knows sea lions like to eat fish. If you live in the wild, you need to catch it yourself. They've got a number of features to help do this. The first one is their eyesight, which we're going to put to the test. Dario has 5 hoops. We're going to see if he can catch them. He likes it if you count along for him. So get ready, nice and loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done, Dario. It's got binocular vision, 2 forward-facing eyes which allow them to judge speed and distance very well. They don't just eat fish, they can eat other animals as well, like squid and octopus, seabirds such as pelicans and penguins, even the occasional fur seal and seal pup. They really are the lions of the sea. It's not just their eyesight that's important, their whiskers are too. And if you look at the moment, they're lying flat on their faces, but they can move their whiskers, so keep an eye on them. Watch Dario in the middle. Give him a big round of applause. You see the whiskers come up, that tells them which way the ball's moving. They then use their head and neck to keep control of it so they can keep the ball where they want it. Great way of getting them thinking and concentrating on what they're doing. They are very intelligent, and in the wild they need to think about things like where the best fishing grounds are and the areas where there are predators to avoid. But they don't need to worry about that here. So we find other ways to keep them active and keep them thinking. Dario is a very young, playful sea lion. He's just turned 7 years old. When he first learned how to do this, he learned that he likes to try and bounce the ball on his nose. He doesn't have to do that. It's just something that he enjoys and does make it a lot harder for him. They've got between 40 and 60 whiskers. Each one's got 1,800 nerve endings. So they're incredibly sensitive, and even if a sea lion was totally blind in the wild, they'd still be able to find their food as they can feel the vibration the fish makes as it swims through the water. Sometimes when they're hunting, they dive deep to the bottom of the ocean. They've been recorded going to 300 metres. Down there it's very dark and murky, they can't see what they're doing, but their whiskers allow them to feel their way around so they can find prey that's hidden on the seabed, like flatfish, rockfish, crabs and lobsters. They're very cheeky animals, and if everybody looks at Elmo and Claude, they can show you just how cheeky they are. Get ready? By sticking out their tongues. Give them a big round of applause. I don't need to. They're natural acrobats. Let's find out how high Dario and Selena can jump. They're going for the blue targets at the front. Watch out if you're nearby, they might make a big splash. Get ready. Well done, you two. We're going to see that again. Now remember, in the wild, they use this for avoiding predators, but here at the park, it is just a bit of fun, and it is a great way for them to stay active. When they touch those targets, make sure you give them a big round of applause. Get ready. Well done, you two. What about Elmo? Let's see if he wants to have a go. He's going to go to the target on the right-hand side of the pool. Sea lions use those big front flippers to launch their bodies out of the water. Hind flippers are used for steering them like a rudder on a boat. Seals swim the other way around. They push themselves with their hind flippers, and they use their front flippers to steer, so they swim more like a fish. And when Elmo touches his target, make sure you give him a big round of applause. Get ready, everyone. Well done, Elmo. I think he can go a bit higher than that. We're going to have another go. We're going to raise that target up a bit, see if he can go even higher. So this time, when he touches that target, make sure you give him a big round of applause with a big cheer as well. The fitter they become, the higher they should be able to jump. So let's see. Get ready. Ready, Elmo. Off he goes. Well done, Elmo. In the wild, sea lions live to be around 15, but in human care, this life expectancy can be doubled, and this is because life is much easier for them. They get all their food provided, there's medical care, and there's no predators, so life isn't as stressful. Records, our oldest sea lion, is 22 years old, and they're all very important ambassadors for their species. They help us to raise funds to protect endangered animals in the wild, like the Mediterranean monk seal. And if you'd like to help us, there will be donation buckets available at the end. Dario is going to show us how agile little sea lions are by climbing our waterfall. They climb all sorts of rocky cliffs, mainly to avoid predators, not just the ones in the water. There's even some on land, like coyotes and bigger sea lions. He's going to come back to the middle, wait for it. Well done, Dario. If you would like to help our endangered monk seal project, then we will put the donation bucket at the top there by the barrel, so you'll see it on the way out. If you've got any questions, feel free to come and see me. Just take care on the wood where it's suddenly rained. Mind your footing. Let's see if Dario is going to join everyone in saying goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely day with us here at Pleasurewood Hills.